We've audited over 50 B2B ad accounts over the last 5 years. Property developers, cybersecurity vendors, cold storage logistics, bookkeeping firms, and across all of them, different industries, different budgets, different platforms, we kept seeing the same mistakes coming up again and again. Not small mistakes, mistakes that were actually burning budget every single day, sending the wrong signals to the ad platforms and generating leads that the sales teams wouldn't touch. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 7 biggest issues that we found and exactly what to do about each one. If you're running paid ads for a B2B company, I'd be willing to bet at least one of these issues applies to your account today. Let's get into it. Just a quick introduction. My name is Paul Rooney. I'm the co-founder of Rooney. We're a paid ads agency exclusively for B2B and SaaS brands. I've personally been managing paid ads for over 8 years, and during that time, I've audited over 50 B2B ad accounts across Google, LinkedIn, and Meta. The first issue we'll look at is B2B companies treating every lead as equal, and we know this simply isn't the case. A form fill from someone who genuinely has purchase intent isn't the same as a form fill from someone who can't afford your services. The issue, though, is that most ad accounts treat these leads as equal. Without integrating your CRM system with the relevant ad platforms, the campaigns will optimize towards the first action. Maybe in this case, it's a form submission, and that's treating every single form submission as equal. This is one of the biggest problems we come across auditing B2B ad accounts. The solution here is to connect your CRM system with your ad platforms and re-import the sales qualified leads. This is done through re-importing offline conversions and shifting the campaign focus from the first action, such as form fills, to now actual sales qualified leads instead. The sequence of steps here are someone clicks on your ad, they submit a form, you capture their G-Click ID, the sales team follows up with that lead, marks it as unqualified or qualified, and the qualified leads get re-imported back to your ad account. And you can see which keywords, which ads, which campaigns are actually driving the winning leads and shift more budget there. The second most common issue that we see are B2B ad accounts having their campaigns set up to the incorrect objective. Often it's a case that the business isn't using campaign objectives that are aligned with their own goals. We see this play out with Google Ads, where Performance Max is heavily pushed on beginner advertisers, even though there's a lot of wastage here compared to standard search. With Meta, we see campaigns that look good on the surface, whether that's traffic or lead generation campaigns, but really they're not driving any actual sales qualified leads for your business. As for LinkedIn, the assumption is to choose conversion campaign settings, though these often inflate your average cost per click and getting less bang for your buck. The solution here is to match your campaign objective with your data and the customer intent stage and not what the platform is recommending you. For our own B2B clients, search ads is where the bulk of your budget should be going towards, definitely not Performance Max or display, even if they are driving a cheaper cost per click or a cheaper CPM. For Meta, stick with conversion campaigns, traffic and lead gen objectives. The quality of traffic is usually quite poor and it doesn't actually trickle down to direct revenue for the business. LinkedIn is almost the opposite to Meta, where we want to run traffic and engagement campaigns to actually create demand. The conversion objective will charge a premium and inflate your cost per click. And as a result, you'll have less traffic and less audience penetration with your budget. The third issue that we commonly see is specific to Google Ads and search campaigns. The issue is that B2B brands don't take the time to analyze their industry and actually look at what keywords they should be targeting. Their instinct is to go after some of the more broad terms that also have a cheaper cost per click. But the reason for this is because they're less competitive, because they generate fewer quality leads. Typically, the broader terms They tend to find people that are still in the research phase instead of actually in the consideration or decision stage. I've mentioned it in some of my other previous videos, but the three keyword categories that we always go back to for our B2B clients are category terms, capability terms, and competitor terms. The reason why we use these three keyword teams for most of our B2B clients is because there's actual purchase intent behind them. And we see that reflected in the CRM system with how many of these leads actually become sales qualified. A small tip is to use the cost per click metric as a steer for quality. The higher the cost per click, you can expect a better quality lead. The reasoning behind this is these terms are actually more competitive, and that raises the average cost per click because your competitors are also seeing the value in these terms. That's why they're bidding on them. So the cheaper cost per click terms, they're less competitive because likely your competitors have already found out that they're driving poor quality leads. Fourth issue is also Google search related. Similar to Performance Max, Google will also recommend broad match keywords for your search campaigns. In our experience, this keyword match type is just not optimized for B2B purchase intent and can deliver a lot of wastage. If we take an example keyword like cold storage warehouse on broad match, it'll likely expand out to bidding on your competitors or terms that Google see as relevant but really aren't. An example would be refrigeration units, something like this, where it's not going to convert profitably for your business. But if we take that same term, cold storage warehouse, on exact match, you can be a lot more confident that it's not going to expand out to overly broad terms, and the quality of traffic from that keyword on exact match is going to be a lot better quality than the broad match variant. The last two issues have been specific to Google search, but the fifth issue is related to brands putting too much of their monthly budget into social as opposed to search. The imbalance often happens for B2B companies because LinkedIn and Meta feel marketing led due to having higher impression count, higher traffic numbers, cheaper cost per clicks, cheaper CPMs. But with Google search, it most importantly captures people that are looking for a solution right now. The issue lies with too much budget being allocated towards Meta and LinkedIn to create demand, while not enough budget is being allocated to Google search to capture existing demand. With LinkedIn and Meta, you're essentially paying to create interest, but with Google, you're paying to capture already existing interest. We still advocate for running all three platforms, Google, Meta, and LinkedIn, though we often have to recommend to brands that more budget goes towards Google search to capture that existing demand and make ads more profitable. Sixth issue that we see is many B2B brands forgetting about remarketing. The research shows that the average B2B sales cycle for deals worth over €25,000 is anywhere between 3 to 9 months. This is why consistent remarketing across Google, LinkedIn, and Meta is crucial to keep your brand top of mind during that sales cycle. The problem without using remarketing is that cold traffic that you initially paid for, it isn't nurtured to revisit the site and actually take an action. The solution is multi-channel remarketing using outcome-focused messaging or even case studies with established brands. These work really well, especially on LinkedIn. And you want to be remarketing to people that visited the site but didn't take an action or engaged maybe with your LinkedIn company page or your Meta social profiles. The seventh and last issue that we see is related to the landing pages. Often, B2B companies will drive cold traffic to a landing page that's too brand heavy, using different brand slogans, taglines, what have you. And for someone discovering your brand for the very first time, these things don't carry a lot of weight, especially if someone is impatient, they're on mobile, and they're only giving you a few seconds before they abandon their session. You ideally want to reduce the number of exit routes on the page and also steer the visitor towards just one single action. That's a form submission, for instance. The bulk of the copy on the landing page to be feature or benefit specific, as well as the outcomes per the visitor of using your service. Brand messaging, things like this, they really don't carry much weight for someone visiting your site for the very first time from Google Ads, for instance. They really want to see what's in it for them and how you can help them. Those are the most 7 issues that we come across auditing B2B ad accounts. If you are running B2B campaigns and you feel like you could be getting better results, you can book a call using the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.